Hey, what's up guys? Anthony DeGioia here with the Silver Screen Analysis. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're talking about Black Panther. The film comes out this week. It's the first solo outing for the character, so let's dive into this newest film in the MCU. Now, despite hearing a lot of reports that Ryan Coogler was given a lot of creative freedom with this movie, going in I was still expecting a traditional Marvel film with solid performances, some spectacular comic book action, and the routine story formula. This film delivered something different though and showed there was some creative freedom allowed. It was more story focused, it was very character driven with not good but honestly fantastic performances. It was loaded with all the visual appeal you would expect, and it delivered some solid action sequences. It had moments where it showed a natural sense of humor to lighten the mood, but this was very much an adult themed movie. The tone was very serious and it never shifted to a lighter side like say Guardians of the Galaxy did with its second volume, which for me I thought was very nice to see from an MCU film given that we haven't seen very many of those since the merger with Disney. So let's get into the many positives in this movie, and I'm going to start with the performances. Chadwick Boseman was all you could expect for this role. He effortlessly captures the ethics, the leadership, the determination of the character that make you really invest in him. He truly feels like he cares, therefore you naturally care a little bit more as well. I thought Michael B. Jordan was fantastic, and for me he was the standout in the cast. I thought he was absolutely imposing with his confidence, and he really did capture and command every scene he was in. He was easily able to carry the weight of villain on his shoulders, and I thought the way the story developed his character, the understanding that you can kind of develop for his point of view, make him a viable threat to Black Panther but still somewhat of a likable villain. I thought Angela Bassett and Forrest Whitaker were great with their presence alone, and they were more than serviceable in their smaller roles. Andy Serkis honestly did feel slightly overzealous with his performance early on, but honestly with each passing scene I just really grew to like his eccentric personality that much more. I really enjoyed Daniel Kaluuya and Letitia Wright in this film as well. Kaluuya was really able to add some depth to this role that you can connect with as a viewer. His character arc in the story is one that we have seen before, but with his performance he was really able to give it a genuineness that did add some intrigue to it. And I thought Letitia Wright brought energy to the screen with each of her scenes. Her character is a spirited one with a charisma that really made me connect with her, and it was really Wright's performance that pulled this off. She was determined, she captured the weight of the situations, and she accepted any challenge, and she definitely left a lasting impression on this movie for me. Lupita Nyong'o and Denai Guerrero were awesome as well. They were strong, intelligent characters with high amounts of capability. I thought Nyong'o and Guerrero really captured that very naturally with their performances. They were great in the action scenes, and with their vast amount of acting range, they were easily able to capture the range of emotions needed for their characters that really just left me wanting more from them. Now let's talk about the storyline, which was another positive aspect of this movie. Like I said, this was a very story and character driven film. It wove many layers to the main narrative that built the structure of the backdrop of what Wakanda was, how it was made, the hierarchy of its population, as well as really building strong, credible foundation to the outside threats that fueled the main plot. The path of the story incorporated the characters perfectly. It had a continual progression to it. The story really does weave scenes together perfectly that brought that much more weight to the action. I think by truly being able to feel invested in the story, you can capture the most impact from the action, and that was something this movie pulled off very effectively. There may not have been as much over-the-top spectacle and destruction in the action set pieces, but with the build-up this script delivers prior, you really are hanging on the edge of your seat during the many one-on-one face-offs and large-scale ground battles, because you really can invest in what's at stake for both sides. This script was successfully able to build and explore characters, incorporate MCU world building very subtly to let the film feel like its own. It creates a plot that feels birthed from both a comic book and the real world, and it was engaging to me from start to finish. Now let's talk about the action and special effects. This was in short a beautifully shot film with excellent direction from Ryan Coogler and stunning cinematography from Rachel Morrison. It was colorful, vibrant with energy and culture, and it was clearly visible in the wardrobe and makeup design, as well as in the production design with some awesome backdrops and set pieces that were so rich with detail. It gave everything a very strong sense of meaning. I loved the design of Wakanda and all the detail that was taken into creating that world. It was blended with a fantastic musical score that was able to heighten all the moments of intensity perfectly, and I really enjoyed the action sequences. For the most part, I would say the exterior set pieces were much more riveting than those that take place inside structures. I don't want to go into spoilers, but I really would have liked it if all the action would have remained outside on the natural terrain rather than inside different buildings and structures, because it really just made it hard to see from a lot of viewpoints and it required much more digital effects. Because one of the minor nitpicks I had with this one was the overuse of CG. There is a lot of green screen work in this one, and it wasn't a hindrance to the film, but it was overly noticeable at times for a Marvel film budget. Who knows, they could have been reshoots or even intentional to give certain scenes a uniform look, but regardless, more practical effects would have been great. There are some awesome fight sequences that show some great use of weaponry and choreography. There's some very stunning visual shots. There's some intense battle sequences that really do deliver a strong impact, and I think without going into any spoilers, I'm going to leave it at that. And I am going to give Black Panther 95% on the entertainment meter. It was a fantastic movie. I think some are going to find it a little slow, and I think with the overemphasis on the dialogue being heavy at times, that some of the kids may get a little fidgety as the story progresses between all the action. But I definitely recommend checking it out. I think it's going to work its way into the top 5 MCU films for me. I had a great time watching it. Can't wait to watch it again this weekend. And that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe so you can catch all the new reviews. As always, I'm Anthony. This is the Silver Screen Analysis, and I'll see you at the movies.